I think that's a good enough place to come on in. Oh boy, it's been a day. Oof. I always feel sore and weirdly stiff right when I'm about to stream. In any case, I do need to see, because unfortunately, I can't. I'm wondering if I should go with the desktop display or do a window capture. So let's see what the window capture looks like. There it is. Okay. So if we move that there we go, good. That should be fine. Yeah, that should be fine. Okay, if not, I can always cut it back over to the display capture. But let's see what the music is like for this thing. English. There we go. And start. Yeah, I've been seeing this making the rounds, and I figured I'd give it a shot because I've been wanting to try Vampire Survivor for a while, but I don't think it's available. Whoa, that's loud. It serves some known as virtual idols. People were skeptical at first, but over time, these virtual idols gathered many fans. Many grew to love these VTubers very much. However, one day an evil force came in and took advantage of the fans and their love. The evil force brainwashed the fans, turning them into mindless minions blinded by their own love. The VTubers knew they had to help their fans come back to their senses, and thus began their quest to save the fans. Love this chiptune remake. Alright, so how do I move? Okay, here we go. Now let's try moving. Okay, shop. I have nothing. Okay. Wait, Myth, Council and Hope, coming soon. Okay, so you only have Myth and Council and Hope. Okay. So then let's just get started with play. I'm hoping they could add the other, gamers, and looks like Gen Zero are coming next. So who do we go with? Watson, Gura, Ina, Kiara, or Callie? Short range slash, tentacle shoots out in front, mid range stab, or 3 projectiles, horizontal only. Let's go with Let's start off with Watson. Oh, that's right, you got it. Stage mode, endless mode. We'll start with some stage. This feels way too slow. Why does this feel slow? Why does this feel slow? Settings, resolution. Let's bring it down a bit. Ooh, full screen. There we go. Whoa, what the heck? Okay, it minimized. see. No. That was weird. Weird. So I can't leave full... Okay, so it looks like I can't play in full screen mode. Okay, whoop, and now it's gone. Now it's moved. Hold on. There we go. There we go. Back to normal. Okay. Music volume, sound volume is fine. Damage numbers, visual effects, screen shake, keybinds. Okay, but why is it not... Will the resolution fix it then? Whoa, wait. Drop. Hold on. Whoa, now it's all tiny. Okay, that's fixed again. Will that help? No, I'm still slow. Why am I going so slow? This doesn't feel right. And Z is not strafing. This feels wrong. I feel like I'm doing it wrong. Hold on. Skills, resume, settings. Nope. Music volume, damage numbers, visual effects. If we turn off the visual effects and the screen shake, does that fix? That somehow feels worse. This feels somehow worse. What is happening? Oh god. This is because I'm trying to play it on a Mac, isn't it? This feels so busted. I think I'm doing something wrong. You have no skill. No maidens. Keybinds. Confirm strafe. Cancel. Left, right, up, down. Set all. Whoop. Ah, shit. Cancel. Fuck. God damn it. Shit. Fuck. Okay. Ah, shit. Okay. Gotta do it again. Okay. Set all. We'll make this one X and the other one Z. Left, right, up, down. Okay. English. High score names. So then why am I going so damn slow? This screen is all right. Let me try Kiara. Endless mode. No, it's the same problem. Well, you know what? Screw it. We're not gonna make this stream an entirely like troubleshooting screen. Let me find a new game to swap out. What's in my Steam store? I just need to find something simple and mindless and easy to... So, yeah, I'm running on a Mac, and unfortunately, HoloCure is not coded for a Mac. So that means it looks like either something's up with my setup, where it can't handle the game at full speed, or it's the fact that I'm trying to run it through a converting program. Oh boy. Okay. Let me get into Steam here for a second and see if we got something I can use. I get the edit stream info ready to switch games as well. Once we find something. Yeah, summer sale. Can't do shit with a summer sale when you have no mun. Okay, what do we got? Nice and simple. Some kind of... Let me see. Oh, I do have Cyber Sleuth. Okay. I was thinking, maybe I'll do that for story time. Hold on. Do I have any of the Ace Attorneys? No. Not on Steam. And I don't think I have them on Switch either. Alright. Oh, here we go. Broforce. Love that game. Haven't played them forever. Let's get that real quick. There's a nice, easy to pick up game. So we'll switch things up. Let's see, Bro Forces, Beef. There we go. And switch it to Broforce. And done. Okay, let's get this up and running. Where is it? There it is. Whoa. Oh, jeez, hold on. It's making me... There it is. Okay. Open system preferences. Oh, this has remote play. Neat. Here, let's move this over to here. Come on, system preferences. There it comes. Any minute now, system preferences. That'd be nice. Any day now. Any day now. There we go. Okay. Quit and reopen. Okay. Now we're good. Here, let me turn the volume down on my end. It's blowing out my eardrums. Oy vey. Okay. Whew. That was fun. That sucks, but it is what it is. It comes with the limitations of 8-year-old Mac technology versus a game that was made on modern day PC, modern day Windows. Okay. Oh, level editor. Custom campaign. Okay. Start new campaign. We'll do norm hook. Play offline. And I just have to... Oh, thanks for the follow. Pause Mirai.
Pause Mirai is now following.
What the? Did I hit the wrong button? God damn it. Thanks, pause. Yeah, it's gonna be a short one. It's probably gonna be no more than an hour.
3, 2, 1, let's go!
Yeah, I just needed to get something in before. I felt like I should get something in, especially since I wanted to talk about what's been going on. Oh, this is new. This is all new. Okay, this is very new. I am not used to this. Okay, then. Interesting. Huh. POWs have been stranded in Vietnam for 25 years now. Find them and save them! It's been I remember when this first came out, and the whole gimmick was just that it was all 80s action heroes. And it was a weird, like, platforming shoot 'em up.
3, 2, 1, go!
Yeah, I'm Rambro. Okay, so let me get... What are the... Okay, that's grenades. Yep, that's the same. They're shooting. Okay, so then how do I start and stop the... How do I start and stop... Okay, that's stabby. That's a melee. So then how do I start and... That's a taunt. Where is the pause menu? Is it escape? There it is. Okay. Let's take a look at our options. Controller, daisy wheel on, always show player, camera shake, audio options, no. Doesn't list controller settings. Oh well. Alright, well, got the basics down. So yeah, what I was going to say was I wanted to kind of talk about what's been happening, and if anybody's been following my Twitter feed, you kind of get the idea that, you know, you've definitely heard me, you know, kind of go off on, you know, just not feeling miserable and all that, and I kind of wanted to cover that. Oh, we got these. We got character screens now. Okay. Suffice to say that things haven't been the best for me. Shit. Damn it. Shit. What it comes down to is shit. I started basically I started by moderating for somebody that eventually went on to join a bigger, so a more corporate VTubing setting, which is good. I mean, hey, get that money, good for them. And things were fine for the most part, and then eventually it started getting to the point where between my schedule changing around a bit and me wanting to do more of my own thing, I started missing more and more of their streams. And as a modder, I was hanging out in the Discord less and less. I felt like I wasn't being a good moderator. I felt like I wasn't around enough. I felt like I was just not being the kind of moderator that they need. Well, shit.
Mission failed.
Let's try that again. I felt like they needed a better moderator, and I was struggling with that feeling for weeks on end. And I was actually afraid to bring it up with them just because since the shift over to this, you know, since especially recently, they have been a lot busier. They've been a lot harder to keep in touch with than they used to be when they were an indie creator. Come on. Yeah. And so I struggled with the fear that if I came to them with my worries about, am I a good moderator? Because that's the other thing, too, is they are very blunt and straight. Well, not blunt. Blunt makes it sound bad. They are very straightforward. They're not a very, well, shit. They are not a very emotionally driven person. They are much more about
Walker.
About, you know, they are much, you know, if they feel a certain way, they will tell you straight up. And I felt like me coming to them with like, am I a good moderator? It felt very much like I was coming at them with my own problems, and they had, you know, they were dealing with their own shit. They didn't need me coming in with my problems to make things, you know, while they were having their own issues. So here I am with this feeling that I can't come to them because they're a professional now. They have to deal with their own things. They have their own issues to deal with now. They don't need, you know, they don't necessarily need me coming in with my own anxieties, with my own issues. And so, because of that, I went for almost a whole month feeling like this shit moderator. And it ended up getting to the point where I just did not enjoy going to streams and being in the Discord because I felt like, why am I here? And they're and I think that's the other thing, is that they started growing more and more in a faster and faster pace than I'm used to dealing with, really. In fact, they reached a point where they had to bring in new moderators, and all that ultimately did was just make me feel worse. And not through any fault of their own. They probably had no idea this was going on with me. And I struggled with telling them about it because they're not that, you know, they're not exactly, you know, I've never known them to be a cry on my shoulder kind of person, tell me your problems kind of person. And so because of that, I had this feeling of feeling like shit because, oh, I'm a terrible moderator. And all the announcement of, hey, we're bringing on new moderators. We have applications open for new moderators. All that made my brain go is, see, if you were a good moderator, they wouldn't need new ones. Even though I knew specifically that that's because they're a growing channel. The reason for new moderators is because they're a growing channel, not having anything to do with me not being there. But stupid anxiety brain saw that they were looking for new moderators and decided, well, that's because you suck. And so I just reached a point where it was all just... That's the best way to describe it. It stopped being fun, is the big thing. It stopped being a good time. It stopped feeling like an enjoyable experience. And it just started feeling like shit. And I kind of closed myself off and stopped really caring about the whole experience. And in fact, there was a point where I specifically wanted to do something I normally do in situations like this. I was talking about it on Twitter, where there's a scene in this movie called Mozart and the Whale. It's a romantic comedy featuring two people on the autism spectrum. What was at the time called Asperger's syndrome. And in the opening scene, Josh Duhamel, who plays the male love interest in the movie, it feels so weird talking about all this serious stuff while shit is exploding in the background. Hey, guess what? But in the opening scene, Josh Duhamel's character accidentally gets into a fender bender while he's talking to... he's a cab driver, and so he's talking to his clients in the back seat, but ends up accidentally getting into a fender bender with this flower truck. And his immediate reaction, once he realizes what happened, is to grab his groceries and his cockatiel and just go home and just walk away. Just walk away, and we're done. This is just bye. This is just bye. I'm bye. Bye now. This is a problem. Okay, bye then. That's kind of my I was thinking about that because that's kind of my go-to. Whatchamacallit, defense. That's what I tend to end up doing, is just walking away. Just go away from the problem, just run away. Not run, but, like, leave. Pack my bags and leave, as the McElroy brothers say. And... oh, shit.
Losers!
And so, as a result of that, that was my initial response, is I should just leave. I just need to leave. I need to go now. And I wanted to do what is called the Irish goodbye, and just go. And just leave. And never bring it up again, never talk to them again, and just go. And so this has been on my mind for at least the last 2 weeks. And I finally reached a point where I just couldn't do it anymore. I talked to people in different Discord servers that I'm in, and they all kind of said the same thing. Like, if this doesn't feel fun or good, then stop doing it. And so I ended up turning in my resignation and said I had to step down as a moderator. And it was amicable enough. They accepted it, and there wasn't an issue. And then I just left. And I just went away, and I did the same thing. I just walked away and left.
President Birthday.
This is our Stotska. Karst claim is in fact a country. Let's move out. Oh wait. Hold on. This is Cambodia. Soon to be Cambodia. Get to work. Come on. Are we gonna do the thing? Okay. And so this was causing so much anxiety for me. This whole aspect, just continuously my brain telling me you're a shit moderator, you're a shit moderator, you're a shit moderator, you suck at this, you suck. Why are you doing this? You're better, you suck at this. And I don't think anybody in that server, in that community knew what was going on, because I'm so used to just not telling anybody. Because why would I tell them? That's my problem. They don't want to hear my problems. And so I'm so hesitant to be the guy who passes on his problems to everybody else that I don't tell people my problems. And I don't tell anybody, and so it just sits in my head. I love the chicken bit. And now they just fall to their death. Ooh. So yeah, that's kind of what's been happening with me lately, and that's why all my I've been having all my sad posts, is because part of the reason is just because shit sucks right now. Shit. And, shit sucks for everybody, unfortunately, right now. It's just a shitty time to be alive. And are you dead? Good, now you're dead. I think I can get up from here? Shit. Okay. And let them fall. So between my anxiety about if I'm a good moderator for this person I've been moderating I was gonna push a year. It's only been a few months between the indie stuff and when they started the corporate gig. Just let the bees get them. Have at them, bees. And boop! What was I saying? So yeah, it's not like I've been... there's one person I moderate that I've known for a long while, before we both started streaming. I've known them. So we have so it's not like somebody I knew. It's somebody that I knew personally, that we had long history. It's somebody that I've known since I started streaming. And Fuck. I didn't realize how close they were. So I've known them for a few years, relatively recently, not long friends. Pretty decent. We had a pretty decent friendship through me being in the streams, then me helping them out with the independent moderating, and I mean, she trusted me enough to bring me over. And I felt like I was letting her down. And I know this is all, once again, this is all in my head. She probably thinks, what are you talking about? You're doing fine. You didn't do anything wrong. And yet all I could think about was that I sucked at this, and I did finally figure out what the issue was. Mainly the issue was things were going too fast. I was not prepared for how fast things were going to grow. And I think it's just it's just the unfortunate, I think it's just, unfortunately, I'm not wired to be good in higher stress, higher speed in situations. That's why I sucked so bad at retail, because I'm not good at going fast pace. My first job was at Burger King, and I left the place screaming obscenities because I was so freaking stressed out over over the intensity of it all. And it's kind of why I have a hesitancy to go corporate or join a corporate group or anything like that, because no, I died. Because that kind of situation is just not for me. I'm not good in those kind of situations. And as things got bigger, and they're doing more and more things, and and they're doing more and more streams that I can't always be there for. Ideally, and they probably would have said the same thing. Like, you don't have to be there every single time. But I wasn't there at all. I felt like I wasn't there at all. Well, shit. Okay. Come on now. Blow up for me, baby. How many times do I have to blow your stupid ass up? Thank you. So yeah, all of these problems are all in my head, but I can't get them out of my head. I'm just stuck with these problems in my head, driving me crazy. And so I reached the point where I just had to step down and get out of it, because my brain would not let me just be. My brain just continually made me think I was terrible. And I couldn't, and I didn't know who to tell, because I don't know if I should bother the other moderators with this, because they tell me the same thing, that, oh, they don't care, it doesn't matter, the streamer doesn't care, that it's not a big issue. And I feel like that's, to them it's not a big issue, but it's driving me crazy. and I feel like shit. And I ultimately was not going to get any kind of feeling of, you know, I wasn't going to get any kind of comfort, I don't think, just because it's such a higher paced situation than what it was before. I'm not made for corporate. I'm not made for corporate. I'll probably never be made for corporate. I'm just not who I am. And the longer I stayed in that situation, the more awful I would continue to feel. And it's nobody's fault but my own. You know, I don't want to make it sound like this was a hostile work environment or anything like that. Nobody, not even the corporate side of things. I barely talked to them. And they were never awful to me. You know, they're not, you know, it's not like those situations where you hear about the corporate, you know, higher ups and, you know, what they put the workers through or anything like that. As far as I know, nothing was that to that degree. It's, as far as I know, the streamers are treated fine, and nothing's unsavory or untoward or anything like that. It's just, I think it's because things were just going too fast. And what am I gonna say? Don't grow so fast. I can't take it. Nah, I can't. I'm not gonna do that to them. That's a shitty thing to do. You know, you can't grow that fast because I can't take it. That's not that. You wouldn't do that. You don't do that to somebody. You don't do that to friends. Shit. Good thing I caught that. Let's see, anything down here? Eh. Sorry, I'm just mesmerized by all the explosions. But yeah, suffice to say, it just was a bad situation for me. And it's all a situation of and I think that's the worst part, is that it's a situation of my own making. I have nobody to blame for that situation but myself. Because it was pretty much all in my head. And I just didn't feel like I could bring it up with the streamer or the other mods. I just felt kind of alone and at sea with this. So maybe it was just best that I left. And I wish them nothing but the best. I don't want I don't feel any animosity towards them at all. They are they're an amazing person. You know, I was happy to have modded for them. It's just they were growing faster than I could keep up. And I just needed to get out of that situation. And being in that headspace for so long just absolutely killed me. I couldn't enjoy anything. I was to the point where I couldn't enjoy anything anymore. I was just felt stuck, felt in a daze, felt like shit. Nothing was enjoyable to me anymore. And so that's where all the sadness came from. It came from me being in over my head as a moderator. And I had to get out. And I still ultimately feel bad because I feel like I still feel, you know, part of me always feels like I let them down, even though that's not the case at all. They don't feel that. They don't feel that. They don't think that. As far as I can tell, in fact, as far as I know, they don't think anything's wrong. They don't know what's been going on in my head, and I just ultimately I don't know if I can tell them. Like if they even want me to tell them, if they didn't even want me to unload my, because that's the thing is, ultimately what I'd be doing is, you know, unloading my, you know, basically I'd become the kind of person that says, oh, hey, friend, see all this emotional baggage I have? How about you hold it for me? And I don't want to do that. God, come on, how many are there? Just die already, good God. Okay, you know what? We're getting out of here. And then we're gonna throw a grenade and just blow that up. There we go. There we go. That's a lot of blood. Anyway, yeah, it just reached a point. This is all in my head, and I don't want to be the kind of friend that unloads all of their emotional baggage on friends because they feel like shit, you know? Friends aren't supposed to be therapists. And you shouldn't treat friends like that. You shouldn't unload all of your problems on your friends like that. Even if unless they're somebody who can, you know, who is willing to hear you on your problems and be a support, be that kind of emotional support. Don't, you know, force yourself to be the emotional support. You know, don't force a friend to be an emotional support friend if they didn't wish to be one themselves. And I didn't want to do that to them, and I didn't want to. Oh shit. We got the Men in Black now. So yeah, that's kind of where my head's been at the last couple of days. Is just I've been feeling like shit because of this moderator situation, and that's been and I think on top of that, it's just been the stress of everything. Like the stress of everything else, that's just always been in my life. Not the current event situation, but like, you know, being so stretched thin financially and struggling as a content creator, and you know, all that's always been there. That's always been in the background. I've always dealt with that fine enough. It's specifically the feeling that I'm not only a bad moderator, but I let down somebody I considered a friend, and there was no way to really emotionally talk to them about that because they're not that kind of person, and I'm not gonna force shit. And I'm not gonna force them to, you know, to be an emotional support friend when that's not who they are. They're not somebody who as far as I know, they're not somebody who's into the emotional support side of things. They just, you know, they just are. You know, they want to be friends. And I wasn't gonna force them to deal with my emotional issues when that's not who they, god damn, when that's not the kind of person they are. If they, they didn't agree to, and I think that's the other thing too, is that we just kind of, I mean, that's the one thing, is that when they were indie, we had a lot more time to just talk about things in between streams. But as they got bigger, I never really, I kind of stopped hearing from them, because they would say stuff in the Discord, but it's not like we talked as much. Not that we had like long standing conversations when they were indie, but it just felt like they were further out of reach. Not because they were, but it just felt like they were, because they were they felt much busier because they were growing, they were getting bigger, and things I think it's just things got bigger than I could handle. I mean, I'm somebody who can't handle to be in chats that are, much more than 100 people. Because, if I get into chat, I can't keep up with the HoloLive chats or the VShojo chats. That many people is too much for my brain. Shit. Have fun with that. So yeah, this is all on me. They probably don't even know what I've been going through. And I don't know if they need to know. Like, maybe if they want to know? But I'm not gonna, unless they somehow end up hearing this, or word gets, they start noticing that I'm not around anymore, and they flat out ask me, I'm just gonna keep all this to myself, just because I feel like I don't want them to have to deal with my shit. Shit, I blew myself up. But yeah, something else that kind of helped bring me out of this funk. I did start feeling better today. Mainly because I got the invitation finally to join a Japanese-English bilingual, cultural barrier crossing Discord server. The idea is that it's a shit, damn it.
Rest in peace, bro.
But yeah, so so you got people there who want to learn English or who want to learn Japanese. And so, becoming part of that, I met some really nice people, and it feels really good. And I think having this new outlet and this new community to be a part of is going to help things a lot. And so I just felt really good. For the first time in a while, I felt good being part of this server. Just meeting the new people, talking to them. Everybody seemed so excited to be there. And even though, it's not that the people in the other server weren't excited. It's just it's a different excitement when it's, you know, somebody's like, you know, it's company, you know, when it's a company server versus when it's an individual server. There's a different energy about it. And and that isn't to, and once again, that's not to disparage this person at all, because they literally did nothing wrong. This is all on my end. This is all me feeling like shit. This is all me feeling bad. Awesome. And I wish them nothing but the best. You know, even the people they were with, the other members of that group, they never seemed like bad people. It just, there was an emotional disconnect, and you feel that disconnect when it's an individual versus like a company. It's different talking to members of like HoloLive. Versus, or even Niji-Sanji to an extent, versus talking to just an indie VTuber that you met online. You know, somebody who's just starting out, or somebody who's been doing it for a while, and you know has, you know, and is all independent. You know, there's a different energy to it. Like, I follow a little Sugoi and Ayuchi. Talking to them and hanging out in their servers, it's a far... Oh, or Soy Milk TM. Fantastic streamer. Love her so much. Terrorcopter! Well then. That's gonna be fun to deal with. But yeah, there's a vastly different energy to a corporate streamer, a company streamer, versus an indie streamer. There just is. There just is that difference in energy, in what they can talk about, who, you know, how they interact with people, and understandably, because company, you know, when you get to company size, you're dealing with so many more people, and you have, I mean, look what happened to poor Russia from HoloLive. You know, assholes have been, you know, basically ruined her life over her content. And, you know, they cost her job because of how they treated her and how she tried to deal with it. You know, she had to deal with a lot of shit. Fuck. Nice. Suck dicks. Suck dicks. Did I die? I can't tell if I died. But,
USA.
So yeah, being the way corporate VTubers act and interact with their communities, I can tell why there's a difference, because they have to try and treat it more professionally and keep a level of distance. But I think because of that, because of how they have to interact, I don't enjoy it. I enjoy being around that kind of environment much less than I do, much less than I enjoy the regular environment. So, being around Little Sugoi, being around Ayuchi, being around Soy Milk, even if I'm, even if I'm not always there, I still feel welcome, in the Discords, in the streams for these really cool and great creators. I was around long enough when I wasn't working to kind of gain a sort of repartee? Is that what you'd call it? But basically, like, connection with them as a chat member. And I had that with this friend before, but because of the necessity for corporate VTubers to act a certain way and interact a certain way with fans, I think I lost that connection with this friend, and it is what it is. It just is what it is. And it's unfortunate, but that's what happens. That's kind of the thing. And I don't know. Maybe they knew that I wasn't having as much fun because I was around less and less. Well, shit. But I don't know. I just was not having as good a time as I used to. And so it's probably good that I left, ultimately, just because of just how I'm wired. It's mainly about how I'm wired. I'm just not wired to be a part of that corporate environment. That's just not who I am. And I'm sure they'll be fine without me. It's just, I don't know. I'm sure I'll go back when some time has passed and just be a viewer and not try to, think of myself as a moderator anymore and whatnot. But for right now, I just need to be away. Oh, you little shit. So yeah, this week has just been shit for me mentally. Oh wow, that pushes me really far back. Have fun. Have a nice trip. But yeah, it feels good to be part of this new group of people, to be in this new environment. And while I'll miss being a part of that old environment, I think it's just for the best. I think it's just for the best. Well, shit. It's just for the best that I not be... It's just not who I am. I can't be in that environment. Even if it just... Even if it's... Nobody else feels that way. Even if nobody else has these issues. I think it's all in my... Even if it's just all in my head. maybe it's just for the best that I not be a part of that. Okay, I think after this level I'll call it. Like I said, I wanted it to be a short stream and just kind of explain what's been going on. So yeah, we'll see how I feel in the coming days, in the coming weeks, if just dropping this one aspect, this one thing that I did really helped things out, really helped kind of help my mood. I mean, like I said, even when I left, I wasn't feeling the best, and I didn't start feeling better until I got that invitation for that new server, and I hopped in, and it was just nice to meet new people, and it felt really good to be a part of something again, something new and exciting, and everybody just felt really inviting, and I think that's part of what I lost when. Just because I think things had moved on without me, ultimately. I just think that I was gone, I was just not part of it for so long that even though people recognized me and welcomed me and, nobody did anything wrong, it's just I stopped having fun. And if it's not fun anymore, unless you have to do it, there's no reason to stick around. So if the person I was talking about does end up seeing this, hearing about this, just know that I am sorry that I left the way I did, even if it was, sorry for like all of this emotional dumping and whatnot, and that you had to hear it secondhand. That I didn't tell you directly if you wanted me to tell you directly, but this is... When something's in your head like that, it's hard to imagine what's going on in other people's heads, especially since I don't know how much they know. I'm speculating. And I think it's just because... Maybe it's just because that we never really talked all that much outside of stream anyway. So it's like we didn't maybe it's. Well, I mean, we did talk a bit, especially right before the switch over. But yeah, I don't know. I just know that this is all on me, and I meant no ill will or harm. I was just in my own head for too long and needed to just be away from that situation and get out of my own head for a bit. So, just know that I wish you nothing but the best. We'll return to storytime playthroughs probably next week. Most likely next week. We'll try to get back into that. I'll find a game. Maybe Digimon Cyber Sleuth, since I apparently already have it. But we'll get to some Pokemon. We'll get back into Pokemon Yellow tomorrow. I just needed to air out what's been going on in my head. So even if nobody else sees this, then at least I got it out of my head. Thanks anybody for tuning in. Thank you, Pause, for checking in for a bit. Thanks for tuning in, but I've got to tune out. Take care of each other.